Hello, everyone. This is Sincere, a Teacher Sincere's channel, and welcome. Well, last week I did not post a video, and it was intentional. I basically took a break, and I was trying to debate in what direction, debate to myself, what direction should I take my channel? Okay. And I do want to say, first of all, thanks to my new subscribers. But last week it was just so much more peaceful for me because I didn't feel like I was obligated to put up a video. Okay. To make the decision not to do so was just so much more, it was just very liberating. I'm not a person, I'm a private person. I'm not a public person. Um, I'm not the greatest speaker. I know that, certainly by a long shot. But I, but I do, I do enjoy putting up the videos and having the channel. But it's not something that I want to take over such a large portion of my life. And I feel like it was taking up too much. It was taking up too more of my life than I really wanted it to take over. So last week was just very freeing because I did not make a video. I don't plan to make weekly videos anymore. I might do a video about twice a month. Um, the advantage of that is that hopefully I can improve on my videos and have time to really thank them out instead of feeling that I'm at a deadline and I've got to rush. So last week was just so much better because I was able to get back to reading. I was really missing out on my reading, and to me that's much more important than actually the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is a hobby, but it's not the only hobby that I have. And also I teach online, so I don't want my life just totally attached to a screen. Okay, it's really not healthy. I'm thinking that a lot of the problems, one of the many problems that postmodern people are having now, dealing with so much depression, so much confusion, so much, things, just problems with their mental health, is because their lives are so attached to a screen. This screen, and this is not normal. It's not normal. It's not healthy, and it's not normal. I stopped watching TV 12 years ago, and I'm much the better for it. Okay. The internet, of course, has far more choices than the television. But and I don't have any kind of Netflix or Amazon Prime. I don't really even look really at movies anymore. I prefer reading. I've always been a book lover, but I also enjoyed years ago watching television, watching movies, old films, and things like that. But yeah, but I'm rambling on to something else. But this video, is sort of a video that's sort of a segue into the next video that I would like to make. I already promised that I would want to make a video talking about things that people need to consider if they're going to move abroad, live abroad, and work. Okay. Now, this video, the reason why I'm doing this one, which is connected to that topic, is because one reason is that on a previous video that I made on here that I posted, I got trolled by someone when I was saying that if you move to a country, you need to have something to offer that country. And whoever this person was, they completely overlooked everything I said and just decided to insult me and say that I was crazy and all this other nonsense. So of course this person got blocked, and of course I went on and just turned the comments off because I was not going to deal with that kind of disrespect. It's not necessary because I'm trying to put something up to help people, to give them some ideas, and then to get insulted for it. No, it's not happening. So the so so the thing about moving abroad and working, when I said something about, and I should have maybe made it clearer, um, when you move abroad and you want to offer something to society that you move in, you need to, number one, have a foundation, and that foundation is education. Okay. Now, I know everybody does not have the opportunity to get a good education. Everybody doesn't. It depends on the country, the culture, everything. They don't have, there are a lot of factors, okay, why people can't. Some cultures, people have to pay for everything and they can't afford it. My country, a lot of people get an education, but they are they are basically made debt slaves for the rest of their lives. Okay, particularly for university, because our universities here are the most expensive in the world, and there are places where university higher education is actually free, but not here in the United States. It's very expensive. So, but but what I was trying to say is that you need a foundation. If you're going to this country, going to a country, and you need to have education, you need to have education, and you need to have some kind of skill or profession if you're going to live there, okay, and really be a benefit to that country, okay. So one of the things is, do you build things? Are you able to build things? Are you able to construct things? Okay, this is maybe building houses, homes, whatever, can do construction, can build furniture, different things like that. Can you do that? Another thing, teaching. One easy way to get into certain countries is to teach English. Okay. One way, which is easier, not easy, but easier, is to teach English. But of course, in most countries, if you teach, you have to have a bachelor's degree and you have to have some sort of certification. Okay, the top certification is the CELTA certificate. Okay, now CELTA is not, if you take the course, it's not cheap, and you have to go. You can't usually 99% of the time it's not going to be where you live. You're going to have to travel and spend a few weeks taking the course. Okay, you have to pay for all that, including your accommodation in a lot of cases. So but you do have that. You do, do you know how to do engineering? Information technology. Do you know how to do technology? If you start business, do you have business sense? Do you know marketing, business? Can you, it's not easy. You can't just easily go into a country and set up a business. Okay, you have to go through certain procedures and protocols to open a business, and it may take a while, if ever. But if you open a business, then you can hire other people, possibly, and that's a benefit to the local economy. But so yeah, so education is the foundation, and it's very, very, very important. And this is what I wanted to express in this video. And I want to talk about also, a year ago this month, there was something that happened on Twitter. Okay, I have a Twitter account, and I got a message from someone. Now I was thinking, when I saw the little indication, notification that there was a message, that it was probably just somebody that we follow. There are a few people I talk to on Twitter, and we message and say hi, hello, how are you doing? But I thought maybe it was from one of them. But no, it actually was from a diplomat. Okay. The diplomat, her name is Honorable Hajia Alima Mahama. Okay. Who is this lady? Well, I'm going to show you her page in just a bit, and talk about it a little bit. But she messaged me. Okay. I was very surprised. She is a diplomat. She is from Ghana. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go over to her page in just a little bit. Okay. So this is um, Mrs. Mahama's page. Okay. Now, of course, I'm not a naive person, so I know there are many, many scammers on the internet. Okay. I had a recent encounter with a possible scammer a few weeks ago. And of course, one thing is, I don't have time for scammers. I don't have time to be on the internet and talk for hours and hours with people. So, but this was a possible romance scammer that came through Goodreads. Okay. So even places like Goodreads for us bibliophiles are not safe now. But I knew all the signs, and I didn't waste time, and I reported this person. But that's another story. Maybe I'll talk about it later. But let me get back on topic. Now, this is the Twitter page of Ms. Mahama. I looked at her page. I checked it out. I also got on Google and did a Google search of her. And up near the top, after all, from the Ghanaian embassy, and she has a Wikipedia page on here. But I looked at everything, and I checked it carefully, and to see, was this legit? This really is her, or was this somebody impersonating this lady? Did she really exist? So as it turned out, the page apparently is legitimate. She has her Wikipedia page, and I know of course you can't trust that Wikipedia, but I also checked the Ghanaian embassy website. She has a Facebook page where she's talking. So I looked around, and I also looked at the content on her page. Okay, did it look like a bunch of garbage and stuff? No, it looks like the kind of page. There's a woman in a bra there. Okay. That's not her stuff. But that's an advertisement. But Twitter has turned to such a joke. But anyway, let's see. Where can I get? Yeah, this is her page. This is the main page. Yeah. So I looked at the stuff on her page. Okay, and yeah, they got all this stuff. It's really a mess. Since Elon Musk got his tentacles in it, it really messed it up. But if you look at her page, it really looks like legitimate stuff. It looks legitimate. She doesn't have a lot of silly stuff. There's U.S. Embassy Ghana, other stuff. So just a lot of diplomatic type stuff, different awards. There she is and stuff. So it looked legitimate, okay? If you can get through all the stupidity and the advertisements. So yeah. So it looked like the page of like you would see like for a diplomat, a person, somebody, a government type person, how their pages would normally, the kind of content they would put on their page. So yeah. So what happened was this. She actually messaged me. Now, she had set up her account back in June of last year, and when she messaged me, it was in July. So I'm going to go and show you the message, parts of the message, okay? And we'll talk about this. Now, why I'm leading into this is because this is showing the experience that I had with this is showing the importance of education. And recently, I was listening to two African American YouTubers, Go Black to Africa and Mark Meeks Africa. And they were talking together. And Mark has lived in Tanzania now for about 3 years. Go Black is just, traveling to different countries. Okay. And they were talking, Mark was talking about that there were African Americans that wanted to move to Africa to start businesses. He said, but really a lot of them, it's just about relationships. They are looking, you've got single women looking for men and men looking for women. And the thing is this, these governments would prefer if people came to their country that had something that will uplift the country. Okay. This is why I was talking about having something to offer a country. Okay. So I will show you now why I'm saying this because of the experience that with the message this lady sent me. Okay. All right. So we're going to I'm going to read a portion of the message that she sent me, and then I'll make a little bit more commentary. Okay, so I'm going to read a portion of what she wrote to me, okay, Ms. Muhammad. So let's look over in the message box, okay. There's not a lot, okay. Let's see. Let's look at this. So I hope you can see it, that it's not too small. All right. So initially, she thought that she knew me, okay, that we had met before. Of course, we hadn't. Okay. So she said, "Have we met before?" And I said, "Hello, no, we haven't." And then she said, "Good afternoon. Welcome to my chat page." I said, "Welcome." I said, "What are your qualifications?" This is what she asked me. "What are your qualifications and what do you do as well?" Okay. All right. So I told her I'm an English teacher who works online. I teach adults and teenagers in Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Japan, and a few scattered countries in the Middle East. I teach English as well as preparation for the TOEFL and IELTS exams. I have a master's degree. Okay, that's what I told her. All right. And so she wanted to know more information about me, personal information. I gave it. I'll skip through all that. And I guess apparently she liked what she heard. Okay. I guess she felt like, well, this lady has something going for herself. So she says, this is what she wrote. She says, with your assistance, unless under protocol order. So why don't you apply for protocol visa forms and I will get you endorsed? Okay. And so this is for Ghana. And she gave me the phone number and she said, interrogate with Mr. Agbelosu Sebastian, the protocol appointment coordinator. Tell him I said he should add your name to the protocol list as well as get you endorsed with the protocol visa forms under my approval. Call him now and get me his feedback. Okay. Now I didn't do it. Okay. Because I cannot leave the United States, and I can't leave. I have no plans to leave. Okay, at this time, and I'm not sure that if I did what I would go to Ghana or not. I don't know. Um, but uh, I'm not saying that, I've seen things on the internet, both good and bad, about Ghana. Okay. So it's not that, but it's just, I tend to I tend to be interested in countries that have very long ancient histories. Not that Ghana does not, but I love ancient architecture. There are certain things I'm looking for. Okay. And everybody has preferences. Okay. So, you know, I was surprised though that she was a Muslim lady. Okay. She's a Muslim lady. Um, Islam has been in West Africa now for it's been over 1,000 years, and I'll do a video about that maybe later. I'm going to do something later, but up next, what I'm going to do is talk about next video that I make after this one is going to deal with the things that you should do and you should consider if you're going to move to another country and work or live there. Okay, and like I said, you need a foundation. Everything in this life that's important needs to have some sort of foundation. Okay, whether it's through education, the first foundation of a society is family. Okay, second after that is education. Okay, very important. So you'll see societies that are more or less pretty much stable. They will understand about the importance of having these things. Okay, more traditional societies that you have not only your family, but you also have your education. Like I said, I teach people in Saudi Arabia, and now I don't have any Saudi regulars now, but one teenager. I have a teenager, and I'm helping with the IELTS to prepare for the IELTS exam. But I get scattered Saudis, both male and female, will call for lessons. So, but I've noticed when I ask, or they will tell me, sometimes they will, I don't even have to ask sometimes. Saudi ladies that will call me that are married, have kids, they will say that they have degrees. Okay, they have an educational foundation, and this is smart because there's one that I talked to back several months ago. Her husband had died. I asked her, I was asking her how I found out her husband had died. She told me what her job was, that she works for the Ministry of Women's Sports in Saudi Arabia, and that she owns a Zumba studio. So they can go there, the women go there and dance Zumba to, and they exercise. Zumba is a dance, sort of like a Latin type dance that they do, exercise, Latin based, and they do exercise. So she owns a gym, and she's a businesswoman, and she works for the government. And so I was asking her, did she drive? And she said no. I said, well, do your husband drive you to work? She said, no, my husband died. So she has a driver that drives her to work, or she takes Uber, she says, as well. So she was saying that she was telling me that I take care of everybody. She has four sons, two are in grade school and two are in university. She said, I'm putting my sons through school. She said, I take care of my parents and my sister. She said, I'm helping everybody. And she didn't say it like it was a burden. She said it like she was quite proud of herself. And she has reason to be. She has reason to be. So I think it's very, very, very important. And when I heard Mark say on Mark Meets Africa channel that a lot of people were coming to Africa saying that saying and I'm going to go over to another page to finish this out. Okay, so let me go over to back to my other page. Okay, so you're not just looking at this. Okay, so we'll continue. I'll continue with the rest of it. Hold on. So getting back to this, it's just very important about education. Now, like I said, of course, I know everybody does not have access to good education. Okay, but in some ways, people do now more than ever. Why? Because the internet. The internet, there are so many ways that you can do uh, your own independent learning. There are even websites now where you can go and you can take courses from some of the world's top universities and get a certificate. Yes. Um, Now, when they started having these types of programs online, the first time I saw it was on edX.com. Okay. edX had it, and you'd have to pay like $40 for the certificate. Okay. But it was worth it. You would have this piece of paper saying that I took this course, via this online course through Harvard or Cambridge University or whatever. You have universities all over the world. Now, the prices have gone up for the certificates. They're running, last time I looked, they were running like $140 and up. But still, particularly in my country, this is like pennies. Because here in the United States, you go to a university, you're going to be spending like $100,000, $50,000 by the time you finished up, maybe more than that now. So now there are countries where you can get free university. Okay, I lived in Turkey and they have free university. You can go there for free, but people have to make a decision about what you have to be focused. That's one thing. You have to be focused on what you really, really want and not easily distracted. Okay, so I the moral of this about what this lady did, I have the education she offered me to go through this avenue. Okay, now of course it could be a scam, but I don't think so. Okay, like I said, if you do the Google search early on, if you click on the link, it's the same page I just showed you. So yeah, it was legitimate. Now if I had not had this, I wouldn't have got the kind of offer that I got. Now, of course, she didn't know if I was lying. I could be lying and say I have a master's degree and I do all this, but I'm not. Okay, I have the proof. I have the diplomas, the certificate for my teaching. All that is proof of what I do. Okay, so young person, when you have the opportunity, is to get an education, so that if you do want to move to another country, that they will you have, like I said, something to offer. I think that more and more of these countries are going to be looking at, like even the African countries. They're going to start looking at, I think, more and more. I think what the Africans thought was that everybody African American, they're living in a place where we have so much access to educational material that they thought that everybody was taking advantage of it. But a lot of people here, black, white, a lot of Americans, no matter the color, do not take advantage of the opportunities here. And then the opportunities here are getting sort of um corrupted because people are bringing in all these different type of social and political agendas that have nothing to do with education. Okay, people need the basics of education. They really do. It's very important. And I think these countries are going to start looking at more than just, they're going to be wondering, why are you here? Why are you coming here? Why are you here? Are you just here? If you're just coming here for a relationship, it's not enough. Okay. Do you have education? What can you bring that will benefit and contribute to this country? Okay. And so, of course, that's going to cut off a lot of people, but no country can just open the floodgates. No country should open the floodgates and let everybody in. Okay. You have to think about crime, everything. Everybody, no country needs to do this. I know it may seem harsh, and y'all, and yeah, we used to be like, oh, years ago, oh, there was open borders just about anywhere. But really, in some ways, it never was really completely open borders, because you had centuries ago, think about the Great Wall of China. Think about different countries, different areas had different outposts where they would be watching in the mountains, everything, to see who was coming in, what armies are coming in, who's coming in here. So it's never been just totally open borders at any time in history. And certainly now, when we have a much bigger world population than it probably was in the past, you just can't do it. It's just not sustainable. It's just not feasible. Okay. So but I think this is a good lesson to show that this is very important about education, and that we should not take education lightly. And yeah, it's great, if you're in a country and you're working there and you meet somebody, and if things work out, if you can overcome the cultural differences and all that kind of stuff, fine. But if you're just there just to, be there, and just to, and I think they're going to start getting much more tougher, even in Africa, about people coming. And is it a bad thing? No, because it's a reasonable thing. We have to look at reason. I know we don't live at a time when they really want people to look at reason. They want people to just go strictly by your emotions. But going strictly by your emotions is not wise. And the wisest path is to be prepared, if you at all can be prepared. Okay. So things like that are the foundation of a society. If you go somewhere else, you move somewhere else, have something that you can use and it makes it easy for yourself. where people will feel like, oh, this person is here for the right reasons. This person is coming here to add value to the society instead of just coming here to take and take and take. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end here. My next video hopefully will be, but I can't give you a timetable on when it will be. It won't be months from now, but it might be in the next week or two. I'm going to do a video talking about things that you need to consider and you need to do if you're moving to another country. And some of this will apply in general, and some of it will apply specifically to Americans that are thinking about moving to another country. Okay. It'll just be a comprehensive little talk about what you need to do. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end here. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. So this is Sincere Ray. Until next time.